Hello everyone, that Manga Kid here to do my full series review of Beauty Pop, the 10-volume series by Kiyoko Arai. This is an out-of-print shoujo beat series that I found for $30 Canadian in my area. I've been looking for this series for years, and someone in my area put it up on Kijiji for really cheap, and these are like pristine volumes, so I'm super stoked to have these. It was a series that I've been interested in for a long time and just hadn't been able to find it. So if you do find it, I do suggest picking it up. But basically, this is a shoujo high school. They might actually be middle school students, but I think they're high school students. And it's about makeovers. It has romance, but it's really not the focus of the story, and it really doesn't come into play until later. So this is a fun one if you're looking for a shoujo that is not centered on dating and romance, but has those aspects within it. So basically, Beauty Pop follows our main character, Kiri. She is kind of tomboyish, disheveled, very deadpan expression. She doesn't emote very often, but basically her father owns a hair salon, and she is a very talented hairstylist, but she does not advertise that and doesn't really care for it. She is very talented, but doesn't really think that it's something she wants to do. She doesn't seem to care about it very much, at least at the beginning. And at her school, there is this group of boys, these three here, that call themselves the Scissors Project, which is the strangest name. But they basically, Narumi is a hairstylist. This guy he does nails, and this guy does makeup. And their families all own like beautician related businesses. So they're hoping to inherit their businesses, or that line of career. So they're the Scissors Project. They want to be the best beauticians group in Japan. The interesting thing about this series is it kind of takes on like almost a sports competition sort of feel, because they do this Scissors Project, which basically means they pick a girl from their school, give her a makeover publicly on stage, and then it's said that, you know, the boy that you like will go out with you if you get a makeover from the Scissors Project. So and then there's competitions in this series as well between other beautician groups, and it's very interesting. I'm like, does this actually happen? Is this a thing that's like a legit thing, or is this something this mangaka made up? I don't know, but it's very strange if that is something that does actually happen. But yeah, I liked this series. However, it's from the early 2000s, and it is dated. It has not aged super well in that I think that if this was made today, I think there'd be a bit more of a discussion about the sexism, the inherent sexism of this whole kind of dynamic that these like beautiful popular boys pick a female that they think is plain or ugly, which they do use the word ugly often enough, and they give her a makeover so that she'll be worthy of the attention of the guy that she likes. It's a bit, it doesn't hold up, and so that part of the series is a bit uncomfortable to read. But at the same time, if you can look at it from the lens of, you know, especially the way that Kiri does when she does actually cut people's hair, the way that she approaches it of like, I want you to be your best self. And if right now the hair you have makes you uncomfortable or self-conscious, or, you know, your self-esteem is low, I want to give you a haircut that will, you know, suit your face better and you know, bring out your beauty that already exists. It's just hiding. And make you more confident. And it's not about making you a better person because you're more beautiful now, or, you know, that you were ugly before, but now I'm going to make you pretty. It's like, no, you're beautiful. You always have been. You're just, you're getting lost in your hair, and I'm going to bring out that potential. I don't know. So that's the saving grace, is like Kiri's approach to makeovers. So throughout the series, she's kind of at odds with the Scissors Project because she doesn't really like what they're doing, but she doesn't care enough to intervene. She doesn't want to be involved with them, but this guy wants her to get involved with the Scissors Project because he sees her potential and is like, you are amazing at what you do, and we want you to be a part of this. But Narumi, who's like the main kind of love interest guy, he's got a temper. He is, really annoyed with her. He doesn't like her. Like, he's jealous basically, but he doesn't understand that he's jealous that she's more talented than him. And then throughout it, we bring more people in. Dude who's his family owns like perfume sort of stuff. And then massage guy. But yeah, so we add characters throughout the series, and it gets, the stakes get higher. And like I said, there's like competitions, beautician competitions and whatnot. And you basically see Kiri and Narumi kind of bringing out each other's talents and helping them realize their potential to help people. And so, yeah, if you can get over the ridiculous, hordes of girls who are fawning over these guys and wanting to be, the next makeover, and just because they think that they're plain or they're ugly right now, but they could be beautiful if these boys gave them a makeover. If you can get past that, this is worth reading. I think it's a fun one about, finding your passion and following your passion, despite, adults telling you what to do with your life, or other people trying to influence you. I think it's a fun one about these kids who really are passionate about what they're doing, which I think is a good message, that they are they found something they're good at and they want to succeed and excel. So in that sense of like following your dreams, this is a good series. I do like the character designs. I think that they're quite fun, and like each character does look very distinct, which is nice. There's some backgrounds, but like with most shoujo of this kind of type, a lot of the backgrounds are very plain because you're focusing on the characters. But yeah, I like Kiri as a main character because she's not someone who's fawning over a boy. She's not someone who is she's just not a traditional heroine. She's very deadpan. She's very like no nonsense. She does not put up with anybody's BS, especially Narumi, who's a little jerk. Like, he's just so up his own butt about how talented he thinks he is. And it's not that he's not talented. He just needs to be knocked down a peg or two. And she comes right in and unwillingly is the one to knock him down a peg or two. So it is fun. I am glad that I own this. I think the covers are awesome. I love the different colors that it uses, and I'm very happy to have Beauty Pop. I am glad I found it. I think that it's worth checking out if you like shoujo. But yeah, and I found it interesting that the mangaka at the end of the series was discussing all of the things that she was going to do with these characters, and I am so glad that she didn't do any of those things. She spoke about, how she wanted to make Kiri's character and Narumi's character kind of flopped personality-wise, and how this guy was supposed to be more... She didn't reference Oren specifically, but she basically wanted to make this dude into a more of like a Kyoya character, and this guy, Narumi, into more of a Tamaki sort of character. And she was referencing the exact character archetypes from Oren for these specific characters, and I was like, oh, thank God you didn't do that, because it just would have been, a carbon copy paste of Oren. and I don't think it would have fit the vibe of this series at all. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was fun. I will read this again in the future. But yeah, and the art is pretty decent. So if you see Beauty Pop around and anything I said has intrigued you to pick it up, yeah, I think the saving grace of this is that it's just different. It's not like it has a lot of the tropes and stuff, but it really isn't a romance until almost the very end. And even then, that's downplayed. This is about following your dreams and your passion and your drive to be successful in the field that you choose. So that's a fun little difference from a lot of the high school shoujo that we get over here. So anyway, thank you for watching. And if you've got any thoughts about Beauty Pop, I'd love to hear them.